again.
Sometimes I feel like you're still alive, old friend. Like you've still got so much to say and do. I've kept my promise, brought the future trailblazers you've waited so long for. I don't know why you were so obsessed with that train, but I remember your last words. Don't let us down, old man.
What's happening?
Go ahead. His resting place lies in the garden up ahead. The first and last nameless of Penacony. Mikhail Char Legward, the watchmaker.
Sure enough, the watchmaker is the third nameless. Even I could guess that one.
The legacy he left behind was a dream bubble. I believe inside that bubble, there's something that holds meaning only for the nameless. After all, when I checked its contents, I found nothing inside. Maybe some trailblaze runes?
Well, let's have a look.
Wait, what? Seriously? How could a dream bubble be empty?
Just as that old man always had this strange belief in the nameless and the trailblaze. And I never understood where he got that confidence from. Especially, I could never figure out what was going on in that old man's head. But this empty dream bubble is so typical of him. He was always full of weird fantasies, and that mischievous old man.
Don't think that's the case, Gallagher. I'm sure Mikhail has left us the most precious thing of all.
Don't start getting all philosophical on me, all right?
Just as Mikhail believes in the nameless of the future, we unconditionally believe in the nameless of the past. How could they leave with regrets for the future when they were ready to dedicate? There must be something contained in this dream bubble. It's just we haven't figured it out yet.
Well, I'm a follower of the Enigmata. My philosophy, that's why I understand what faith means in the path of Trailblaze. And...
Can I borrow your pet? I need to make a trip back to Golden Hour and check something at the Dreamscape sales store. It's for Mikhail, and for the future of Penacony.
Welcome to the Reverie Hotel. How may I help you?
Greetings. We're the Nameless from the Astral Express, and we'd like to check in.
The Astral Express?
Yes, my companion's already checked in. My name is Dan Hung, and I believe my personal information is...
I see, but your companion said you wouldn't be coming due to a change of plan.
Now the plans have changed again.
And you are...
Me? I'm Palm.
He's my fellow trailblazer. We responded to the family's invitation before he boarded the express, so he wasn't registered in your system.
Oh, I see. Another one of the Nameless had a similar situation. Seems like a lot of people are joining the Trailblaze these days. Since there's a precedent, it shouldn't be a problem. Just give me a second to contact your companions. I'm sorry, dear guests, but it seems I'm unable to reach the other members of the Astral Express.
What do you mean by unable?
My apologies. This is the first time I've encountered a situation like this. However, the system indicates...
How about this? Give me their room number, and we'll go.
I'm afraid that's not possible. I need to verify both of your identities before I can share any guest information.
How about you just wake up someone? Let's say...
I'm sorry, but there are strict rules regarding forced awakening. It cannot be done without...
So nothing works, huh? What's your solution then? Are you saying we sleep here?
Please be patient. We need to contact your companions.
And now it seems you need to confirm our identities before you can contact our companions.
It's...
Fudge! Look, nothing personal, but if you can't handle this...
Please calm down, dear guests. I do recall that Mr. Sunday, the Oak family head, personally handled this issue earlier. Oh,
I don't think she's trying to give us a hard time. She really just doesn't know what to do.
I have a bad feeling about this. You tried to contact them on the Express earlier, but they didn't respond.
Something doesn't seem right. I need to leave for a moment. You can stay here with the receptionist.
Sure thing. Just don't keep me waiting forever. Don Hung seems pretty worried about his companions. I should give him some space. Stressing out about it won't help anything.
The Charmony Festival is about to start! I'm so excited!
Hey!
Well, I didn't come all the way here specially for the festival. Honestly, I don't really even know what it's about. But
Well, back in my home world, Anaria, we have festivals like that all the time. My dad threw me a birthday party one time that was just as extravagant as the Charmony Festival.
Oh, come on! The Charmony Festival is a once-in-an-Amber-era event. How can a birthday party compare?
Well, you never know, right? Maybe on her world, birthdays only happen once in Amber Era. Anyway, let's forget about that. Have you heard about the,
Unsettling things? What could possibly go wrong? It better not ruin the
Relax. With a big event like this, there's bound to be lots of gossip and rumors. Don't worry. If anything does happen...
Oh, that's a relief. I didn't come all this way to see the festival go down the drain. Well, looks like I won't get any fudging clues out of these two. They're clueless.
Greetings. I'm Cody of the Bloodhound family, head of security for the hotel.
Hello. So, there's something I wanted to ask about. Do you think there's anything to be worried about? I've traveled all the way from the Hayat.
What do you mean?
Wait.
I'm not sure where you heard those rumors, but they're completely baseless. I can assure you, as a representative of the Bloodhound family, that at present, all of the families are focused on making sure the festival starts on time. Even the Dream Master himself has arrived. So don't worry, your trip won't be in vain.
She doesn't appear to be acting. So, it seems that even the hotel staff... Back already?
Hasn't she returned yet?
Nope. I'm starting to wonder if sending her to contact Sunday was a good idea. Neither the staff nor the guests seem to know anything about what's happening in the dreamscape, and wherever we go, all we see is people enjoying themselves. Definitely.
I agree. Another unusual thing is that the Oak family is supposed to be in charge of organizing the council and managing everything inside and outside the dreamscape. I walked around the hotel, but didn't meet a single member of the Oak family on such an important day.
Well, I'll be forked. If I remember correctly, the head of the Oak...
We shouldn't linger here too long. Let's go back to the Express for now.
Not so fast. Have you ever robbed VIPC, bro? If you
Are you suggesting we sit here and do nothing?
I wouldn't say do nothing. But let's stay put for now. Even if the family has ulterior motives, they couldn't have anticipated us showing up here. We're the surprise factor for them. They don't want to attract unwanted attention from certain outsiders, so they won't do anything reckless. See? The IPC lackeys are keeping it close.
If I were a family member, I'd find an official excuse and keep the surprise factors here. If we just wait here, that would be like walking into their trap.
Of course, we don't need to walk into their trap. I gave a backup plan to the memo keeper. If it turns out we won't be allowed to enter the dreamscape, she'll order a drink for me in the VIP lounge at the hotel.
A secret signal.
That's right.
Oh, a concrete object can indeed help the memo keeper establish a connection with you. But Boot Hill, if you have more backup plans in the future...
I'm sorry, but it's one of my quirks. I have too many unreliable friends. And if I reveal that I have backup plans...
How do we get into the VIP lounge?
This is where my street smarts come into play. You're the lobby manager.
Yes, I am.
We're the Nameless from the Astral Express. We wanted to check in, but there's something wrong with your system. The lady at the front desk said she would contact the manager, but now we've been waiting here forever without any food or water. What the fork, man?
Is this your idea of street smarts? Starting an altercation?
It's called standing up for your rights.
I apologize for the inconvenience. Please wait while we try to contact Mr. Sunday. I'll arrange to.
See?
Just don't call yourself Nameless next time.
Wow, this bar's something else. Certainly worthy of the planet of festivities.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, I have an order for a bottle of Donna's White Oak.
Donna's White Oak? I think there might be a misunderstanding.
Oh, no way. Are you sure you're not?
If someone had reserved such a beverage, I would definitely remember it. It sells for hundreds of thousands of credits per bottle, after all. I couldn't afford to cover for such an item if it were broken or lost.
That's strange. Well, could it be that the memo...
And what should we do now?
Oh, no need to rush. Well, let's grab some drinks first. Maybe I arrived too early. Let's see what kind of juice malts you all have here. Well, give me a glass of Heenum Valley, 40 years.
Wow, that's the most expensive one on the list. You have a taste for the finer things.
It's on the house, anyway.
What can I get for you?
Anything you recommend is...
Then I would recommend today's special, Glass Village. It's classic Soul Glad mixed with Laboon juice. It's refreshing and suits your cool demeanor.
flavor. Dynamite barbecue with rocket fuel. Ooh, really hits the spot. Truly, the finest sherry cask aged.
Dynamite barbecue with rocket fuel. Is that really something that humans enjoy?
Hey, this guy doesn't know anything at all.
As long as you're satisfied, dear guests, please enjoy.
Let's give the memo keeper another half-system hour. If she doesn't show up, we'll need to come up with a new plan. In the meantime, let's take stock of the situation. What do you think?
The situation is unclear. Something must have happened on the planet of festivities, but the public is unaware of it. Someone in a position of power within the family must be covering it up. It's unusual for the followers of the Harmony to invite other factions, let alone the IPC and the Masked Fools. If what you said about the Emanator of the Nihility is true, the situation in Penacony is a little complicated, to say the least.
Actually, there's something else I'm concerned about. As you know, the faction that follows the path of the hunt are some of the most dangerous folks in the cosmos to mess with. I mean, who in the right mind would impersonate the Cienzo Alliance or the Galaxy Rangers? Isn't there a saying among the Cienzo people that the Rainbow Sect lets their luck's arrow do all the beating?
Talking. Do all the talk.
Well, you know what I mean. Even though the Galaxy Rangers have been out of sight for years, we've been keeping an eye on this region. Even the dumbest criminals know better than to mess with the Annihilation Gang, much less the Rangers. But that Acheron lady, she doesn't seem like a lunatic at all. On the contrary, she's highly logical and organized. She knows exactly when to hold back and when to strike without mercy.
And you believe that someone like her would have an ulterior motive for impersonating a Galaxy Ranger?
I'm not entirely sure, but I do have my suspicions. Maybe she knows a Galaxy Ranger or...
Anyway, what worries me more are the anomalies within the family. They've summoned followers from various paths for the festival. No matter how generous such a gesture is, this move, unless the invitations weren't sent by them. If that's the case, it's even more intriguing that the family insists on organizing the Charmony.
Maybe it's Shipei the Harmony pulling the strings. You find it beyond human understanding because it wasn't arranged by you. People do stupid things out of irrational impulses. They abandon their principles when self-interest is involved. They believe in things they know they shouldn't, and fudge. They even break what eons don't. They stick to their determined path and never turn back, even if they reach a dead end.
You think Shipei's will is behind all this?
It may not necessarily be Shipei. There's definitely some higher entity involved. I know it may sound pessimistic, but if human free will were reliable, it's much simpler when you boil it down to the eons and paths. Like how Lon always follows the path of the hunt, or how the Express stays true to the Trailblaze despite Akavilli's disappearance.
But in my opinion, Akavilli's fall holds significance for the Nameless.
Oh. So you're saying the Nameless now have to take responsibility for their own choices because their absolutely right leader is gone?
Exactly. I believe the purpose of the journey isn't just about following a path that's always considered absolutely right. It's more about doing your best to choose the right path for yourself among countless possibilities.
I don't know what you've been through, but I agree that people must take responsibility for their choices. Because no one else. That's why the Galaxy Rangers need to uncover the imposter and figure out her true intentions. Just in case. I have a backup plan if the memo keeper doesn't show up.
You sure have a lot of cards up your sleeve.
Well, going back to my old career would make things a lot easier. By the way, when you were walking around the hotel, did you happen to see any
What's your plan?
It's simple. We just grab some hostages and use them as bargaining chips with the family. Or maybe we can even take their identities.
No need for that. We'll return to the Express now.
Wait, are you getting scared?
Are you leaving, esteemed guests? Would you like to cancel that as Donna's White Oak you just ordered?
Huh? As Donna's White Oak.
Ha ha. Looks like you are a bit intoxicated, esteemed guests. You ordered a bottle of...
Looks like...
Oh, right. Sorry, my memory's not the best. You know, too many modifications and all. Anyway, let me check. I'll be waiting for you on the Astral Express.
No mistake. That's her message to you. She knew the hotel wasn't safe, so she suggested...
Well, looks like we took a detour, but now it's back to the Astral Express.
You're back? 2 guests just boarded saying they were looking for Boot Hill, so I told them to wait in the parlor car.
Oh, just in time.
2 guests?
Yeah, or 2. Look, we welcome all passengers on the Astral Express, but sneaking in like that, you have no regard for etiquette.
My apologies, conductor. It was an oversight on my part. I assumed you were already acquainted with the garden. Given the chaotic situation in Penacony, the Nameless are the only ones we can truly trust right now.
You are the memo keeper.
Pleased to meet you, Dan Hung. I've seen you in others' memories. And as for Boot Hill, this is our first face-to-face meeting. I hope you enjoyed that.
Finally, Memo Keeper. Well, let's cut to the chase. Spill everything you know.
That's precisely what I intend to do. But before that, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Black Swan, and I serve the guard. I'm sure she knows it better than I do.
Greetings. I'm Acheron.
What? You Garden of Recollection shirtbag! You betrayed me?
I apologize, but she did that at my request. Due to certain reasons, I have been exiled by the family. Thankfully, this memo keeper came to my aid and helped me escape their surveillance unnoticed.
To be honest, it was more like stalking than helping. And the process was far from unnoticed. But
I asked her to guide me to a place beyond the family's reach and to contact a few trustworthy individuals. Namely, all of you.
Trustworthy? Son of a nice lady. You think I'm dumb or something? How about this? I'll put a few bullet holes in your head and see what secrets spill out. Then, we can talk about trust.
It doesn't have to be like that. I'm willing to answer all your questions, but not right now. If my cover hadn't been blown, we might have had more time, but at the moment, we don't have any other options.
No other options? What do you mean?
This is the only way I can ensure everyone's safety. I kindly request an immediate warp jump out of the Astana star system.
This passenger is requesting...
as far as I can tell, she's not a threat and seems to be telling the truth.
I've briefly traveled with your companions and know their whereabouts, Don Hung. Please rest assured, your nameless companions are safe, but they need our help. As for Boot Hill, you may have guessed, I've been waiting for you. Galaxy Rangers are known for their elusive nature and limited contact with each other, so this was the only way I could reach out to you. Only by doing this can I find a true Galaxy Ranger and fulfill a long-standing promise to return his relics to their rightful owner. Someone once told me that every rainfall is like a gift from the heavens, a sign of their mercy upon the world. Raindrops are said to be the tears of the gods, shed in response to the sorrows of the world. Their constant pouring is a reminder that the gods haven't abandoned us yet. So, how long has this rain been going on for?
I used to believe, just like you, that it would eventually stop. It looks like the god you mentioned doesn't exist after all. Well, mortals who walk the paths are like sailors on a vast ocean, leaving behind a trail, and for some, their presence leaves such a strong mark.
Like those shadows on the ocean.
Sin-thirsters, the obsessions of the Pathstriders, they emerge from the depths of IX. Seeing themselves, they emerge from the nihility and head toward it, leading purposeless lives. They were once my dear companions. A group.
Are you watching over them?
Watching over them? No. It was a brutal war. A crusade that shook the universe. The universe witnessed the fall of the unwavering determination of the Hunt followers persists even in death. So someone must guide these lost souls to their life beyond. They were heroes. As for me, I've suffered too many losses.
But you know, these sin-thirsters.
Does this seem pointless? Well, some tasks have to be done.
I can help you.
For what?
For the meaning of the nihility.
I see. After all, this realm is off limits to Orden. Thank you, stranger. I wish that you find what...
Before we part ways, I have one more question. It is true that their actions and even their entire lives may seem pointless from our perspective. But if this is what the departed ones expected...
A good question. And a profound one. What I do know is that one day I too will pass away. And when someone will stand at my grave and place a bouquet.
When I appeared as a child, my speech, mindset, and soul reflected as I grew into adulthood. I left behind my childlike side.
I humbly request your blessings, esteemed advocate of Shipe.
Come to me, my kinship. I have sought their presence with us.
As you wish. I have faithfully served the Alfalfa family for nearly a decade, promoting the path of the harmony to the best of my ability. However, I made a mistake yesterday. Out of laziness, I lied and claimed that everything was ready. Although the head has dismissed me as punishment, it has been tough to...
Do you sincerely repent and vow to change your ways? Have you examined your soul and confessed all your sins? Are you willing to accept the process of atonement? Very well. Show your dedication and goodwill to the family, and you shall be reinstated among them.
Oh, praise Shipe.
Next, please.
I wholeheartedly confess to you.
Rest assured, I have implored their presence to be with us. As long as you are sincere.
Oh, great. You know, I arrived in Penacony as a stowaway. I sold everything to get a ticket. my house, my land, and my 2 children.
I see. Please.
My children were starving, and I hoped they'd have a chance at survival if they became slaves here. If I can strike it rich here, I'll lift them out of that situation and give them the life they deserve. But the Bloodhound family got wind of it. They're on my tail, hunting me down. I thought I could bring my kids here. It was...
The family is ready to forgive all sinners. I'll ask the Bloodhound family to cease their pursuit. You don't need to live in fear.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll work my hardest to redeem my children and make them part...
Next, please step forward.
Hey! Long time no see, Mr. Sunday. The most esteemed individual in Penacony, and...
I have sought their presence with us.
Sure, let's just get this over with. I have sinned, please forgive me. I wasted half a pizza at breakfast, and a bottle of Soul Glad. That's it, nothing more. When we wrap this up, I've got a robo-bug.
Do you seek to atone for your sins through good deeds?
My sins? Oh, started to sound like a saint, huh? Well, let me tell you something. Neither the family nor you have the right to judge me. You think nobody knows what your precious family has done? About the watchmaker? Huh? Don't kid yourself, Featherbrain. Those dream chasers might be fooled by your act, but don't fool yourself. Before you start spouting off your holy verses, answer me this. Where does the power of the Oak family come from? Well, I've spent enough time in confession today to enter the Harmony's paradise, right? Then I'll take my leave. Good luck with your election, and, don't make me regret my investments in you.
Oh, revered triple-faced soul. Who can judge the strong when their power hides their crimes? Who can vouch for the weak when they will pay any price to survive? Who can comfort the purest souls when even they get led astray? If the strong defending the weak is truly the foundation of paradise, then who is responsible for the suffering and anguish?
Brother? Brother, are you all right?
I'm fine. I've been working long hours, and I just made a trip to Dreamflux Reef and back. So, I'm a bit...
You've been working non-stop on the Charmony Festival, Mr. Sunday, and no one could have predicted this incident. Even if the Stellaron does pose a grave threat, I still feel sorry for all the trouble we've caused.
No need to worry about troubling anyone. The Charmony Festival was meant to spread
It has always been our wish to make everyone happy, so... we'll do our best to explain everything to the Dream Master. I'm sure he'll understand, even if the negotiation does not go smoothly. I'll refuse to go on stage. Without the Chordmaster, the Harmonious Choir would not arrive, and the Charmony Festival would be just a grand performance, and nothing more.
I'm relieved to see your determination. You know, since arriving in Penacony, we haven't had any contact with this Dream Master himself. I'd heard of the heads of the 5 major lineages, but the Dream Master is a mystery to me.
The Dream Master rarely grants an audience, even for us. But, given the urgency of the situation...
Perhaps you'll be the first guest to meet the Dream Master in years, Mr. Yang.
Let's hope we can reach a consensus that's satisfied.
Indeed.
It's about time. We'll have to get ready for the meeting.
Don't worry.
Here, it's Mr. Sunday! Hey, come over here!
Mr. Sunday,
Hey there! Okay, see the moon in the sky? It's about the size of the cap on my... If I just reached out my hand, I could grab the moon, couldn't I?
The moon? You mean the Grand Theater?
Yeah. Look at me. I've been away but it's no big deal. The Grand Theater here looks much better than the moon back. They told me not to sell everything I had just to come to Penacony.
Selling everything you had? Why would you go to such lengths?
Why? Can't you see? Life back home is miserable. It's not really living at all. It's better to be here at Penacony. No pain, no worries about tomorrow, just sweet dreams. You can do whatever you want. That's what I call living. Yeah, now this is the...
Is this truly living?
Huh? What did you say, young lady? I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, it's nothing, sir. You see, the traffic on Glocks Avenue can be dangerous. How about I ask a Bloodhound family member to escort you to Ideen Park over there, so you can continue enjoying your sweet dream?
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Wow, no wonder you were the... See you around, Mr. Sunday, and it was nice chatting with you.
What's up, sister?
This is the land of the dreams. But why do they live like this? The man we ran into, he doesn't... Even though sweet dreams are nice, they're just illusions. But for him, they're the only way to survive, even if it means giving up on reality. That's not really living at all.
I suppose you have a point. But, in my opinion...
Why do you say that?
You think that man is not actually living. But that's not quite accurate. Even without Penacony, people believe they have a predetermined value to fulfill. Gaining value means gaining power, and those deemed worthless are seen as the weak. However, value doesn't come out of thin air, and there's a limit to it. To accumulate value, people have to take from others.
Are you suggesting that this is not how things should be?
Exactly. But, ironically, people don't think there's anything wrong with it, because they uphold the illusory notion of survival of the fittest. That's where all the tragedies in the world come from. People come to the sweet dream in Penacony to escape. No tragedies exist here. Only happiness, although in its nascent form. Isn't that the same paradise we yearn for in our
Perhaps that man is just an exception. Let's not jump to conclusions. We should experience the dreamscape ourselves, just as I did at Dreamflux.
Yes, seeing is believing. I'll accompany you. The Dream Master hasn't shown up yet, so we have some...
Glad to meet you again, Robin. How are the preparations for the Charmony Festival coming along? We're all so excited about it.
It's going smoothly. Thanks for making the trip to join.
You're too kind, Robin. It's a pleasure to have guests from all over the universe celebrating day and night. I can't stand being lonely or bored, so this jubilant dreamscape is perfect for me.
But if this went on forever, would it get bored?
Nah, not at all. Who would get tired of having so much? Every day you get to wear fancy clothes, explore all sorts of dream bubbles, indulge in delicious food without gaining weight, and you never get old or sick. As long as you can afford a room, this...
But you know that only a few things can be brought back from the dreamscape to reality, right?
That's exactly why I don't plan on bringing anything back. Just enjoying the dream itself is good enough for me. I mean, I'm not one of those long-living species. I only have around 60 or 70 years in this life. Only in this sweet dream can I truly feel like I'm in control of my...
I see. I genuinely wish you all the happiness in the world.
And I wish you a fantastic performance, Robin! I'm off to the Blue Hour for the ball. See you later.
Seems like that guest's perspective didn't resonate with you either.
She had a valid point. I could sense her genuine happiness.
What you're trying to say is, she thinks she's in control of her life. But in reality, she's just escaping from reality and seeking solace in this sweet dream. Once she steps out of this sanctuary.
Well, she did make mention of being able to afford a room.
However, the paradise in our dreams, it doesn't have to end.
No. And the paradise we yearn for shouldn't be just a fleeting dream either. The scenery in this dreamscape is truly breathtaking.
Oh, Robin. Can't believe I'm meeting you in person here. What an honor. You're right. Even though time stands still in this dreamscape, it always feels...
A philosophical mind. I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, not at all. No. With little time left, I yearn for meaningful conversations, especially with someone as esteemed as you. Do you mind if we chat?
It's my pleasure. No need to be formal. Just speak your mind. You said, with little time left. Please, forgive me for being blunt. But is that why you came to Penacony?
Yeah. I was part of a war, and while escaping from the Sarkozian mothership, I got exposed to some radioactive, and then all my comrades died, and my hometown was wiped out by neutron bombardments. I couldn't bear to live with everything I knew gone. That's when I heard about a possible solution.
How heart-wrenching.
They have, and I'm truly grateful for that. They provided me with a comfortable room, the most advanced life support devices in the cosmos, and a stellar team of caregivers. My physical body is now in the dream pool, sustained by life support. The me you see here is whole, rational, and no different from any other person. But I can't say the same for the me in the hotel room, my true appearance. Huh. I hope you never have to witness it, Robin.
So, you'll be living forever in...
Just being able to live at all is good enough for me. Whether it's in this dreamscape or not, well, my world has been torn apart, and my life could end any second. So, even if this whole place is an illusion, it's still my paradise, and I'll treasure every moment of it. How I envy those everlasting things.
That old man's story. It's so tragic.
That's precisely why this sweet dream in Penacony exists.
However, even this sweet dream has its limitations. While it provides solace to the disillusioned,
there will be a way out. Penacony is already on the right track.
look what we have here. A lovely young lady. Wait, is that me?
surprised to see you again.
Show yourself. Your trick won't work on us.
I've heard that a skilled mass fool received an invitation too.
Barely. The people here are way too gullible. A little bait is all it takes for them to bite. And they run away at the slightest hint of danger. In other words, they're naive and cowardly.
Now that you've had your fill, it'd be wise to leave before it's too late. The music of the harmony doesn't tolerate discord.
What? Now that you have the real Robin, I'm useless? Oh, how disheartening. I've done so much for the family. You should be thanking me, because if it weren't for me cleaning up this mess, Penacony would still...
That was a personal request from the head of the Iris family, and it has nothing to do with us. Step aside and stop causing trouble for the Charmony Festival.
The Charmony Festival? You think you can scare me? You think I've no idea what you're planning? I don't care what you're thinking, chicken wing boy. But I'm pretty sure our lovely Robin won't be appearing on stage. After all, you're well aware of what a sorry state this dreamscape is in under the Penacony, the land of the dreams. Is this truly the paradise you desire?
Stop it.
What's the rush, chicken wing boy? Did I get to you?
Our paradise is none of your concern, masked fool. Leave now, or the family won't tolerate you anymore.
All right. I'll go. But Robin, I suggest you seriously consider this. Do you really believe those living in dreams can escape pain and find true happiness? Well, I've done my part. And now I'm simply waiting for the fireworks to begin. Here, the last 2 gifts for both of you. And don't lose them. If by some unfortunate chance the Charmony Festival starts against all odds. And it'll be thrilling. Bang!
I heard a raven cawing in the distance. It seems the Dream Master will arrive soon. Let's wait here for the Dream Master to arrive.
Okay. By the way, brother, I heard you no longer have a sweet tooth. Back when we were kids, you used to steal my dessert. Seems like a lot has changed during my absence.
Well, someone has to stay awake even in this sweet dream.
But that someone doesn't have to be you, or anyone in particular. You're carrying too much on your shoulders, brother. The paradise in our dreams. It shouldn't be like this. Penacony is nothing more than a dream. It can't erase the worries and pain of reality, or bring true happiness. It only offers an escape from reality.
Remember the old man we met earlier? Without this dream, he might have completely lost himself.
That might be true, but even without Penacony, he could have chosen another path. As far as I know, the Intelligentsia Guild has been promoting their rehabilitation techniques for a long time now. That path may have been more ordinary and challenging, but now he is receiving hospice care in a comatose state, and his fate... Is Penacony granting these people a future? Or is it taking it away from them?
Well, don't forget this. Not everyone really has a future. The future for humanity is like the sky for birds. People mistakenly believe that flight is inherent to birds because they've never witnessed those birds crashing to their death. Do you remember how we took in that little Charmony dove when we were young?
Yeah, we took care of it. Provided food and water, groomed its feathers, and later, when I decided to leave Penacony...
Well, I didn't mention what happened to it in my letters, because I didn't want to upset you. Shortly after you left, it crashed to its death right in front of your window.
I had surmised as much. I knew you wouldn't have avoided mentioning the bird for no reason. Despite that unfortunate outcome, I still believe it was the right decision. Birds aren't meant to spend their lives in cages. They belong in the sky. Even...
But here's the thing. If there are birds in this world that can never fly, can we really assert that they belong in the sky?
Are you implying that the same goes for humans too?
Let's take the Astral Express as an example. The Nameless made tremendous efforts to bridge worlds, gaining fame across the universe. However, only a few extraordinary individuals. That's because the pursuit of the Trailblaze exceeds the capabilities of ordinary humans. Otherwise, why would this path be filled with broken rails and abandoned express?
That's just sophistry. If that were true, then only the powerful would have the right to determine the future.
Unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. Another name for the future is self-value. While this world has its fair share of heroes who inspire people and garner admiration for their heroic deeds, the majority of ordinary people will never become heroes in their... Some are born weak and vulnerable. Some find themselves trapped in unfortunate circumstances. Some fall victim to malice and cowardice. When it comes to survival, everyone is equal. And the weak can only watch as their value gets constantly diminished.
That's why we should care for the weak and support them as if their suffering were our own. That's what the Odes of Harmony have always taught us.
While the Harmony holds noble aspirations, the strong will always be strong, and the weak will always be weak. Even in this carefree dream, human nature contains greatness. In the end, if people can't even secure their own survival, they won't care about the illusory future of equality. As long as the law of survival of the fittest prevails, there will always be fledgling...
But if people don't live for the future, do they merely exist for survival? If even you, my brother, don't believe that the Harmony will save the weak, then which
People often forget that when the first bird took flight, the entire world envisioned a future where no more fledglings would ever crash to their death.
Are you reading, sister? What are you reading?
Mr. Gopherwood gave me a picture book. It's about the story of the harmonic strings. If I could become a chord master, I'd like to summon Dominicus, the harmonious choir.
I see. Then I would summon the harmonious choir too.
Don't you have a wish of your own?
Of course I do. It's just that it includes your wish and...
Then let's build a stage there and invite everyone to our performance so that both our wishes come true through the power of the harmonious choir.
It's a deal then.
Yeah, it's a deal. But how...
Maybe you will have to become a star first.
You're back sooner than I thought. Any results?
Yes. And now, it's up to us to forge ahead.
Since he's already carried out his last wish, my final mission is complete, but pardon me if I sound curt. It's good to have determination. The path Mikhail left for you is not an easy one. Why else would he have chosen to sleep in solitude, staking everything on some nameless in the future? But you have the numbers, and in numbers comes strength. So that might just delay your inevitable a little more.
Got any more encouraging words?
As I see it, relying on Welt's negotiations alone is far from enough. Regardless of whether the other party will be compliant, negotiating simply allows us to meet them as equals and won't grant us an upper hand. Penacony is our rival's home turf, and we already have very few chips left to play with. Rather than idly sit around while the family's got us blocked off, an offensive approach. We're more familiar with the Stellaron's properties than most. And since it's the key to stabilizing the sweet dream, it's vital to the family's interests. By attacking their core...
That's right. As long as we pose a threat to the Stellaron, either with words or otherwise, we have a chance at gaining the upper hand. But the problem is, on the eve of the Charmony Festival opening, how exactly are we going to get close to the theater? Family security will be airtight, and if we brute force it, even if we succeed, it's too risky.
So, no one's gonna say anything? Then I'll raise my hand. I know the What's that supposed to mean? So, I heard that before the Charmony Festival begins, there'll be a pageant to kick off the festival. It's called the Soul Glad TM Festivity Auditions, or something. As long as we clinch the top spot, we'll be able to attain the title of Festive Superstar, and be able to personally bask in the great...
So, how do we go about participating in these festivity auditions?
I've already procured special invite tickets from Miss Robin's fan club. To tell you the truth, I had been preparing to join the auditions all along. But now it looks like even if I scrape through, I probably still won't have the chance to shake Miss Robin's hand.
So they're still running this thing, huh? It was originally just a publicity stunt, set up by Mikhail to drum up attention.
We'll follow Marge's plan. Mr. Gallagher, will you be joining us?
I'm afraid I won't have the time. As a virtual character, I've already completed my final mission. Whether Penacony can awaken from this dream is...
Should we ever cross paths again? I'd love for you to visit the Express.
All right. I'll have to add to that data bank.
And Miss Firefly, we thank you for all your support. We're faced with a formidable enemy. As long as the Astral Express and Stellaron Hunter's objectives are aligned, we're willing to cooperate.
We've already come this far together. I'd like to join you for the rest of your journey on Penacony. I'm pleased that we can finally fight shoulder to shoulder.
This is also the spirit of the Trailblaze. Now, everyone, let's prepare to move out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Scorched Sand Hall. This is where challengers thrive and dream chasers shine. If you have ambition, dreams, and the drive, dear friend, the next superstar...
Oh, wow! They've really outdone themselves! Oh, I'm starting to get excited.
Behold, here come 4 friends with spirit high and full of steel.
Is he talking about us?
Yes, you! There's no doubt about it. I see you have all the potential of a superstar.
Excuse me, you 4? What are you hoping to get out of all this?
As the last group of contestants, how confident are you in overcoming all of the challenges?
Would you be open to a brief exclusive interview with us? It'll be quick.
Your journey is long and fraught with peril, yet under a sky blanketed by...
The sword and rose! Protect the beauty!
A knight's head is hard as steel. Brother Lance's focus is stubborn as a heel. We don't all have to be winners, but if we don't have fun, we don't...
People are pouring in. It kind of feels like all sorts of baddies are showing up. Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make way. Coming towards us now is one of Penacony's top 10 wealthiest tycoons. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the director of Soul Glad's factory, Ideen Lita.
My four friends, introduce yourselves to the audience across the cosmos.
Hello, everybody. I'm Himiko, a nameless from the Astral Express, and these are my companions.
Don't you guys need to hide your identities?
I can't hide it anyways. Penacony is plastered with our posters. And because given the situation, this is our best hope. Let's just get it over with. Hello, everyone. I'm March 7th. I'm an ordinary girl.
Hello, everyone. I'm Firefly.
So it's a bunch of nameless guests. This final face-off is bound to be spectacular. Time is precious. My